who will speak about a 3-meal diet with high energy breakfast as a way of treating type 2 diabetes. Thank you.
Hi, thank you very much. Today I will speak about our study. In this study we compare in a 3-meal diet with high energy breakfast versus the traditional diet with 6 meals evenly distributed throughout the day for weight loss, reduction of glucose variability, and the reduction of the total daily insulin dose. Nothing to disclose. As we know, obese and type 2 diabetes patients with insulin resistance often require high insulin doses, which is associated with weight gain. It worsens the insulin resistance and glycemic controls, requiring even more further increase of insulin dose, a vicious cycle, ever increasing insulin dose, continuing weight gain, persistent hyperglycemia, and high risk for complication. To break this vicious cycle, we hypothesized that the change of the meal timing and frequency by activating the circadian clock regulation of the hormones involved in the weight loss and glycemic controls will lead to better controlled diabetes with less insulin dose. As we know, that meal timing in synchrony with the light, specifically breakfast at sunrise, has a wake-up influence on the clock genes, which are involved in the regulation of the circadian insulin and GLP-1 response, and the circadian muscular glucose uptake, and the hepatic glucose production. As a result of this circadian oscillation, the postprandial glucose response after identical meals is higher in the evening than in the morning. In fact, we have shown before that high energy breakfast diet versus high energy dinner diet is more effective for weight loss, for reduction of hemoglobin A1c, and for reduction of overall glucose excursion during the day in both obese and type 2 diabetic patients. Moreover, in addition, epidemiological and clinical studies have shown that higher frequency of meals is associated with higher risk of type 2 diabetes, higher BMI, postprandial hyperglycemia, and higher hemoglobin A1c versus a 3-meal schedule with high energy breakfast. Therefore, we've conducted a study in type 2 diabetic patients treated with insulin during 12 weeks with 2 isocaloric diet. One was a 3-meal diet with high energy breakfast, while the other was the traditional diet with 6 meals evenly distributed throughout the day. We assessed by the mean glucose by CGM before the diet and the first 2 weeks and the last 2 weeks of the diet intervention. The characteristics of the patient at baseline was not significantly different, as you can see in hemoglobin A1c, weight, and the total daily insulin dose. Okay, so we can see here that the 3-meal diet leads to progressive and significant weight loss, achieving minus 5.4 kilograms at the end of the study. Still, the 6-meal was no change in the weight. The hemoglobin A1c was decreased in both of the groups. However, the 3-meal diet, the decrease in 3-meal diet was more significant. The fasting glucose similarly was decreased in the both groups. However, in the 3 meals was more significant, with 33% of reduction in the fasting glucose. Here we can observe the mean daily glucose and mean nocturnal glucose assessed by the CGM, and we see that both groups was during the day was a decrease of the mean glucose. However, the decrease was more significant in the 3 meals. We can observe here that at 14 days after the beginning of the diet, when there was almost no change in body mass index, there was already a significant decrease in the mean daily glucose, which means suggests this mealtime effect. During the night, the mean nocturnal glucose decreased only in the 3-meal diet. Instead, in contrast, in the 6-meal diet, it was significant increase of the mean nocturnal glucose, suggesting that there is a higher hepatic glucose production or worsening of hepatic insulin sensitivity. We can see here the time spent in range of the glucose was not significant different in the normal range, the hyper and the hypo in the beginning of the study. During the 3-meal diet, we observed that the time in range of normal glucose, 70 to 180, was significantly increased, while the time spent on hyper was significantly decreased to 30%. As a result, they spent only 3 hours in hyper during the day, while those on 6 meals spent 7 hours and 6 minutes on hyper. During the night, also were not significant difference in the beginning, and the time on range 70 to 180 was significantly increased in the 3-meal diet, while the time in hyper was significantly decreased to almost nothing. As a result, they spent during the night only 21 minutes in hyper, the other 1 hour and 19 minutes. From the titration of the insulin dose, we see that there was significant reduction of insulin dose in the 3-meal diet by minus 27.5 units per day, and in the 6-meal diet was an increase of the requirement of insulin dose. Here we observe a representative CGM of the two groups, and in 3-meal diet we see a significant decrease in the mean glucose, which was accompanied by a significant decrease also of the total daily insulin dose. In 6 meals, instead, they required more insulin. However, it was not accompanied by any improvement of the insulin, of the glucose, mean glucose in this group. Interestingly, the hunger was decreased and the craving was decreased in the 3 meals. And when we measure access the clock gene, the oscillation of the clock gene mRNA expression in the white blood cells, we observed that the clock genes, BMR, PER2, and ROR alpha, and some other which we have no time now to explain, were upregulated, and these genes are involved in upregulation of the insulin secretion and in the muscular and hepatic insulin sensitivity. The discussion is that the meal timing effect consists in that the 3-meal diet versus 6-meal diet upregulated the mRNA oscillatory expression of the clock genes involved in the glucose metabolism, insulin secretion, muscular and hepatic insulin sensitivity. Clock gene expression might be the underlying mechanism of the positive and rapid effect of the 3-meal diet. In conclusion, meal timing with 3-meal diet with high energy breakfast is an effective strategy for weight loss and rapid improvement of diabetes control with reduced insulin dose. This is a team, one part from Warsaw Medical Center in Tel Aviv University, the other in the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, and the Weizmann Institute of Science, and Boari from the London University of Sweden. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now we have time for some questions, and there's the front here.
Thank you, for the presentation, and I have two questions. And one is, did you check the physical activity and energy intakes during the study? So not difference between two groups were not changed during study protocol.
The physical activity was not changed during both of the groups, and the calories were the same in the group, and I don't understand exactly the question. Can you clarify?
That's it, you've answered it, yeah. Next question?
Polina Popova from Russia. I would like to know, did your patients receive short-acting insulin before each meal? So it was 3 injections for one group and 6 injections for the second group?
Most of them have basal insulin, and I will show you just a moment. Here is separate the insulin. Here is the total insulin, how it was decreased in the total, including the rapid and the slow insulin. There is the decrease of the basal insulin, and here is the decrease of the prandial insulin in this group. Most of them was on basal insulin and on prandial insulin also. And all was decreased in the study, in the 3-meal group.
Well, your question was, the people on 6 meals, did they take a small amount of fast-acting insulin for each meal?
No, I didn't understand, thank you. The prandial insulin was in the main meals, before breakfast and the same hour of the other study. Not 6 injections.
Thank you.
One question here, microphone 3.
Konstantin Zuyev, Ukraine. Do you assess sleep status, influence of sleep status, time of sleep and time of wake up in your results?
No, of course, the study, we measured the clock genes, so one of the exclusion criteria was people who are not having regular sleep hours, like people who are working at night. They were not included in the study, just people who are sleeping in the right hours.
Okay, we have time for only one last question at microphone 7 at the back, please. Last question.
Vadim Krylov from Moscow, Russia. Thank you for a great presentation. Could you tell, please, how often people on the 6-meals diet avoid some meals because it's really hard to have these prescriptions? Did you check it? Because 3 times is more easy for patients, but 6 times they are working. How often they avoid?
I'm sorry, but I disagree, because most of the obese and type 2 diabetes patients eat all the day, not 6 meals, maybe 12. So I think it's easier for people who eat all the day to eat all the day. But what we want to, and they actually want to do not eat at several. Everybody knows that the food at night is more fattening than in the morning, but they have carb craving and hunger, and we show in our diet that the diet was able to decrease the hunger at night and decrease the carb craving, and because of this we was able to make like selective time restricting feeding. After 3 o'clock they didn't eat carbohydrates like bread, and also it was an important decrease of carbohydrate content. So I don't agree that it's easier 3 meals for people who are eating all day.
All right. A very good question and a really excellent answer. I'm very excited, David. Thank you very much, Dr. Jakubowicz.
Thank you.
Sorry that we have to